friendly gaming kid. Oh, cockapoo.
Today, from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it's a special Thanksgiving Day presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys taking on Dwayne Haskins and the Washington football team.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Washington football team. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. The beat goes on, doesn't it? A perfect 10-0 to start the campaign.
And it's a good locker room to be in, too. Guys don't show up on game day hoping to win. They expect to win. And so far, they've yet to have a letdown.
Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, they come in mired in a brutal stretch right now. Losers of 8 straight games.
Can you imagine going 2 straight months without winning a game and still trying to hold it together? They've got to find some inspiration somewhere that can lead them to a victory.
A run here for J.D. McKissick. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle.
Brings up. It's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll run with McKissick. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Three and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And he will go down, a Cowboys sack.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now.
For Washington.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. It's taken to the 26. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Cowboys Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Now Dak Prescott leading the way onto the field. His 5th year now as a starter as he gets the keys again to this Dallas Cowboys offense.
Now, he wasn't playing that last game right here on earth, was he? I mean, there's just no way. I mean, that performance, that number of times getting the ball into the end zone, throwing it.
No interceptions,
No interceptions, took care of it. Yeah, he was a little otherworldly in his last performance.
Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 62 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, he can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
We can write our ticket to the Super Bowl.
And this
That's
is up
right,
and
the
good
Super
to make
Bowl,
it
man,
7-0
Super Bowl.
Cowboys. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is Jakeem Grant. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
To J.D. McKissick.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A gain of 4.
They will run it. It's McKissick.
No, get him.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
And his throw here is incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you really got to drive the ball downfield.
Pressure gets to Haskins, and down he goes.
Dwayne Haskins sacked.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And Old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Here's Tressway now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Oh, my goodness. I thought he'd peel off. Instead, he makes the fair catch at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked out and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They start on the ground with Elliott. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They keep on the ground with Elliott.
Ezekiel Elliott, the ball.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Cowboys, let's go.
Prescott with a throw caught by Lamb. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. They got a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed it, it would have been a long night.
Brings up second and 1.
Let's go.
From just shy of midfield, Prescott. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
He took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Running with Elliott. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 24 yards.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
A first down throw for Prescott.
Let's go.
This to Jarwin. He's got the first down inside the 10. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
He's hurt.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
So stuffed from the 2. Now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Let's go.
Play action.
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has...
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Dalton Schultz, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
That's going to run 25-yard line.
Here again comes Dwayne Haskins and company. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see,
Look at all
the
the
protection,
sacks.
it struggled.
And
That
normally what you
I'm
get is
racking up,
renewed
man.
determination. When the big guy
I'm
gets
the
hit,
sack master.
that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
To J.D. McKissick.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Wait for it.
From the
Wait
gun, it's
for it.
Haskins.
There it is.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Dwayne Haskins sacked.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively,
That's okay.
or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
This is taken at the 18. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return.
Ezekiel
And out will
get
come
started.
the offense as they take over.
On the return.
Well, maybe.
Number 21, Ezekiel
Elliott on first down, going to get about 3 before he's taken down.
7-yard line.
Completes it right side to Cooper. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards.
Give to Ezekiel Elliott. Tackle made at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 6.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The end result, 21 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Elliott. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get it.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Prescott now on 2nd down. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's brought down. Prescott to the rookie Lamb. 1st down, Cowboys.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional.
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well, and they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times it's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches though so far in this game. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
2-yard gain on the play.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Happy Thanksgiving once again from our gang here in Orlando to yours. We'll get back to AT&T Stadium in a minute, but first, let's take a look at what's coming up later this holiday weekend. Good matchups all up and down the schedule there. We'll highlight the one in Cincinnati. A big test coming up for the Bengals as they get set to take on the visiting New York Giants. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado, where it'll be the Broncos taking on the New Orleans Saints. And then one more to highlight, Monday Night Football. That'll be a good one between the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And this carries into the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own.
So here are the Cowboys to take over. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. The run by Elliott, a good one on 1st down as he's able to pick up about 6 there.
Ezekiel Elliott, the ball carrier.
They go to Elliott again.
7-yard line.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
Good for a Cowboys.
That's how you pick up a 1st down. You know where the sticks are. You know where the 1st down marker is, and you find a way to get there. That's called having vision.
He had a lot of vision last week, didn't he? NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was dominant. Now throwing on 1st down and completing it.
And
he's got room.
Way!
Touchdown, Cowboys. C.D. Lamb with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard.
First possession of the second half now for Washington. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
At the 28-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Haskins throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and now it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Good go.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough.
If that was me, I'd be going for it.
That's a good job.
Trying to get the 1st down.
We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
30-yard line.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
That's good for a Cowboys.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. For 13 yards and a 1st down, Cowboys. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Now Elliott. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Oh, cracky
And
down.
they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
Took too long.
Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And this offense is running away with this one.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just
now,
said click a lot.
yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down, he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Zerline good with a PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Look, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Haskins out of the gun. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack.
Dwayne.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been...
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Dwayne Haskins.
Terry Poe marches in for the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
That's taken on the 25. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we
enjoy.
share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
First down.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7. Leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
He was brought down by Kendall Fuller.
They'll keep it on the ground. Elliott. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. you better be ready to play and match their firepower.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we... And he's into the clear. 30. The 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give him credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Hopkins with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard.
Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
At the 30-yard line.
Ryan Kerrigan in on the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Cowboys.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. This is Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8.
Here's Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
It's a gain of 6. makes it
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win.
third
It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Dallas, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Washington, their woes continue as the record falls now to 1-.
But we'll see.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Let's look at that playoff picture. Oops, not that again. I didn't want to see that again.
Tonight, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's the scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I heard he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, I thought, well, he's going to be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I didn't need to hear any other stats, and it turned out to be right.
That's exactly right. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was throwing one in the end zone, but he doubled down. He said, I see 5 more in this game. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And right away, he lost the football. And the Cowboys have recovered. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And so often when you've stolen a possession, as they just did there,
on the first play, picking up the fumble, the natural inclination is to attack, go after them big. Sometimes what you just want to do is put the ball in the hands of one of your best players and one of their favorite plays and establish your dominance that way. Prescott from the gun. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. When you throw it this close to the goal line, usually you're thinking touchdown. Here they actually complete it but lose yardage. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Touchdown.
Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. first quarter touchdown run. Remember this coming on the heels of his NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance that was so great last week.
Did you feel the rumble all the way up here in the
big
booth?
bodies up front.
Big bodies moving people, and him, of course, charging through those great holes that were created.
So off to a great start here. Maybe looking for award number 2, adding to the award that he won last week in the NFC. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good.
Ravens nothing.
The kickoff
Remember,
team on
we
the
have to
field
get
now
to
as they
Cooper
will
more
send this
this
one away.
game.
Chris Moore returning it. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Jalen Smith in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
Brought down back.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. He'll take this up just shy of the 40. Excellent display of footwork on that run. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Gerald McCoy, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Wide open. Amari Cooper. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory.
Amari Cooper.
A big play here for the Cowboys. And even 50 yards.
Quarterbacks have so many options when they have a 4 vertical route because they can hit any one of those 4 at any time, often for a big gain. But to me, the key is don't lock in on any one of them. It's best for him to look in one direction and throw in another.
That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown.
19, Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're talking about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own.
As the offense takes the field, we zero in on Lamar Jackson. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First and 10.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
The numbers there for Brown from a week ago. 4 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 36.
And he now has 8 touchdowns on the season, and I just know this. He's going to be so eager to run routes in this one and try and get to the end zone at least 2 more times. 10 is a key number. Really signifies that you've had a big year.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Jackson, option right. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
On second down, it's Ingram. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
He's brought down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews.
A 4-yard gain.
So much about offense is what we call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. And try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. Mark Ingram unable to get past the marker. And the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. Well, down 2 touchdowns already. I guess they felt they needed to go for it, but it's still early, still first half.
I think conventional wisdom says, look, as you point out, you got a whole half to play. Hang in there. Don't give up any more points in this situation. Do a little adjusting at the half and come out ready to go. But sometimes those coaches can just sense their team. Maybe they're a little flat or they need a little extra inspiration. He decided to go for it there to try and kickstart.
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
And it is now 21-0. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Dontari Poe able to record his 5th sack of the season.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Steps away to his left. The ball comes out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now Jackson on 2nd down, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Brings up a
Third down
And
and
the
10.
incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. And that will be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And this will be taken at the 13. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47.
Take over 1st and 10.
Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means...
There he goes, Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Yeah, I got your back, dude.
2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Now Zerline on and the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me,
Get more
finding a
sacks.
way to make sure
That's
your
how they do
playmaker...
it.
Jackson
And
hit,
there's the
and he
football.
lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up
It's
their
the big
mistakes,
guy.
and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to...
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Everson Griffin in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Buying time to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Man open left side is Brown. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards, a first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. Being chased out left. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Ingram. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
33-yard line.
So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt.
It's no good.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Eluding the pressure right. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. In the early window on Sunday, one of the best happens up in Pittsburgh. A big one for the Steelers, as that promises to be a tight one. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being up in Seattle, where we find the Seahawks taking on the New York Giants. And finally, a good one on Sunday Night Football between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. His guys have just about put this one on ice already. As for the call of the second half, we turn things back over to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Now increase here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 35.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing. Prescott. He'll find the rookie from Oklahoma, CeeDee Lamb. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
A gain of 12. First down, Cowboys.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Prescott.
And he's got this down to the 35. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down. A first down carry by Elliott. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys! Touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, 35 yards. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard
We're
line.
gonna have to get
The
Cooper a
Baltimore
touchdown.
offense at the line, set to get going. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now Jackson on first down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And this is taken in at the 5. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. They'll look to run with Ingram. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens, they claw one back. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
This is Tony Pollard. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 30.
And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
1st down, Cowboys.
Here's Prescott. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown.
Complete to number 19.
3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys add on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headline.
Victory.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Intended for Marquise Brown. Incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down.
He's lucky it wasn't picked off.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. This will be fielded at the 17. Refusing to go down. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards.
At their own 41-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
A gain of 19.
They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Touchdown, Dallas.
Ezekiel Elliott, 31 yards. And this offense continues to pour it on. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the two-point try. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for two in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurting this one. No. Okay.
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one, because holding them down was paramount.
And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. The Ravens on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
That was supposed to be my ball.
Jackson on first down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
For Marquise Brown, incomplete.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Let's go one more. Mike, 55.
To throw again. Jackson on the crossing route, complete. That's Andrews. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain of 3.
Last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
No play, no game.
Jackson's
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
I wish it would stop doing this.
Oh, fighting off the defender.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup and let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now,
and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we see both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
Jackson looking to throw on third. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Incomplete.
John Harbaugh going to roll the dice. They're going for it on 4th down. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. One last shot for Jackson. And oh my goodness, what a catch in the 6. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Ravens 7.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Start your week by installing your game plan.